He was originally a highly respected professor, but he decided to challenge a 7-year-old girl with a difficult math problem. The professor thought the girl was a genius and would solve it easily, but she stood in front of the blackboard for a full 40 minutes and couldn't even take the first step in solving it. The professor, seeing this, was disappointed and assumed the girl was not the prodigy her grandmother had claimed. However, the girl arrogantly responded that the question was wrong and not worth solving at all. Hearing this, her grandmother immediately took her back to the classroom. This time, the girl added the necessary symbols to the problem and then turned to the professor, signaling him. The professor nodded in approval. The girl began solving the problem, her handwriting steady, her reasoning meticulous. Clearly, she had already thought through every step. As the final stroke was made, the correct answer quietly appeared. The professor stared at the result, utterly amazed. A 7-year-old girl had actually solved a complex problem, proving she was fully capable of attending college. Despite this, due to her age, Mary still had to start in first grade. But on her first day of class, she already caused her teacher some headaches. When the teacher asked, "Who knows what 3 plus 3 equals?" the students eagerly raised their hands to answer, but Mary impatiently said, 3 plus 3? Even a fool knows it's 6. The teacher thought she was being too arrogant and decided to give her a few 2-digit addition and subtraction problems. But for Mary, these were child's play. As the difficulty of the problems increased, she continued solving them effortlessly. To trip her up, the teacher gave a problem that he himself didn't know the answer to. Mary hesitated for a moment, seemingly finding this question a bit challenging. But just as the teacher thought he had finally stumped her, Mary suddenly gave the correct answer, shocking the teacher. He quickly pulled out his calculator to verify, only to find that her answer was completely correct. The teacher was now certain that Mary was extraordinary and decided to call the principal to let him see this remarkable girl. Unexpectedly, Mary directly asked the principal to call her uncle to come pick her up. Both the principal and the teacher were taken aback, awkward and shocked, but they didn't mind the child's innocent words. Instead, they were more concerned with her exceptional math talent. The teacher later found Mary's uncle, Frank, and listed her achievements in school, trying to prove that she was a genius. But Frank simply explained that Mary had just learned a technique called the Trey-Handberg speed method ahead of her peers, which explained her extraordinary math abilities. The teacher, somewhat skeptical, searched online and indeed found information on this ancient speed method. However, Frank hadn't told the teacher the full truth. Mary was indeed a rare math prodigy. At just 7 years old, she had already mastered advanced mathematics and calculus. However, Frank didn't want her to spend all her time on math problems. He wanted her to enjoy a happy childhood like other children. So, he gently told Mary that her exceptional talent in math should not be used to argue with teachers or look down on classmates. Due to copyright restrictions, this movie can only take you this far. The name of this movie is The Genius Girl.